me today, I have Executive Director Gary Dyck with the Mennonite Heritage Village out in Steinbach, or I should say just outside of Steinbach. Gary, thanks for joining us today.
Pleasure to be here, Sylvia.
So recently, Dirk Willem's Peace Garden opened at the Mennonite Heritage Village. Would you mind sharing a couple more details about where it is and how it came to be?
Yeah, the garden is just close to our pond, past our woods, close to the windmill, and it tells the story of an early Mennonite and Anabaptist named Dirk Willems, who was imprisoned for his faith and escaped and was able to glide across the ice that was there, the moat or whatever it was, and his jailer was chasing after him, yelling, and he fell through the ice. And Dirk, it could have been his God-given chance, right, to just say, yes, I'm out of here. But he turned back and with the compassion of Christ went and saved his jailer out of the ice. And by that time, the other guards had caught up and they put him back in prison. And even with the jailer pleading for his case to let him go, he still was burned at the stake for his faith. So that is one of our heroes, and we celebrate his life and his legacy and his compassion that he lived with of viewing the other.
Wow. Okay. Where was this?
This was in Holland in the 1500s, 1536 or so.
Wow. Okay. So how did you learn about this story?
I learned about it as a kid. There's a book. It's a huge 700-page book that most Mennonites had growing up, especially in earlier generations, called the Martyrs' Mirror. And it's one of the stories there, and it's even has these beautiful images, including one of Dirk. And so that's basically what the sculpture is based on. We have this $130,000 sculpture there, done by Peter Sawatsky, international sculptor, and it just he really captured that moment well of him saving his jailer out of the ice with that sculpture at the Peace Garden.
Wow, that is amazing. I would love to know how it came to be that, okay, we're going to do this. We're going to call it the Peace Garden, and we're going to kind of shape it after Dirk Willem. Like, was that a you decision? Was that a board decision? Yeah, how did that come to be?
Yeah, it was a very good question. There was actually a group of elders in our Steinbach area community that felt, hey, we're not really learning this story, this value of peace and the compassion of Christ in our community so well. And so they had the vision of putting together a sculpture and a peace garden with it, and some panels to tell kind of the story and other values of this story. And so that it was their initiative. They raised most of the money, and we just helped them finish it and gave them the site. And it's just been a wonderful partnership.
Great. Have you heard any feedback from the public yet about it?
Yeah, I'll tell you about 3 different people. The first one was my dad, actually. He's 92, Mennonite Frank Dyck, and he didn't know the story, and he had never heard of Dirk Willems. So it was my opportunity to tell him, and we had a good discussion. The second person was a tourist. We get 50,000 visitors at the museum a year, and didn't know nothing about this. They were like surprised, and they're like, "This is your hero." And wow, that he would do this for someone, with this compassion of Christ. So it was amazing to them. And then a third one was a little 5-year-old boy. His mom had told him the story. And the next day he came back and he ran to that sculpture. And I said, "What are you doing?" And he says, "I'm going to go help Dirk save his enemy." And I'm like, "Oh, that's awesome." Like, he got the story, and now that's in his heart. And so we're just excited. Yeah, 3 different great examples of how it's just got more discussion, more thought going that way.
It's so amazing. Like, it makes me pause for thought too. Like, would I do that? I don't know if you've asked yourself that question.
I have, and I don't know if I'd be honest. Yeah.
I think, like, as a believer, amazing feats like that are only possible through the help of the Holy Spirit, like, to give us that, extraordinary boost of love for people who have straight up hated us, hurt us, that kind of thing. So, but it's so powerful.
Yeah, I agree. That is very true.
Amazing. So something exciting is also happening next week. Would you tell us a little more about that?
Yeah, so with the garden, we did get a federal grant to plant about $7,500 of trees. It's about 50 trees. And so I went to Falk Nurseries. They're just down the road from us. And Sheldon Falk, the owner, is like, hey, we love it. And he made a good plan of what to do with the trees, having some weeping willows by the pond and just, creating that greater environment for reflection. And he came back and said, hey, we're going to give you those trees for 7,500, and we're going to add another, double it, and to make it 100 trees. And then not only that, he went to Teen Challenge on his own initiative and said, hey, guys, this is a great community project. You want to volunteer to help us plant it? And they said yes. So we just see that love of coming out towards this project, and we're just excited to work with the Folk and Teen Challenge about this.
So exciting. And I take it that's the new Adult and Teen Challenge that just opened in Steinbach?
That's right.
Amazing. Oh, already, planting literally into the community. That's fantastic.
Yeah, exactly. And everything they plant there is going to be there a long time. We're excited. So hopefully that helps those guys too, to feel they're more connected to the community. They'll hear about the story maybe for the first time, and that will challenge them, obviously. And so it's, this idea from a few elders just keeps blessing others and helping others with their journey.
Absolutely amazing. Well, thank you so much, Gary, for the time. Is there anything else that you wanted to share that I may have missed?
Yeah, no, I think that's it.
Fantastic. Well, this sounds like a very inspiring garden and area and time of reflection. We're going to let all our listeners know about this beautiful new space and that they can go check it out as well. Thanks again for your time, Gary.
Our grounds are open till October 2nd, so you got a little window yet.
Perfect. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks again. And we'll get this up.
Thank you very much.
God bless you.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.